So, I don't really mean to alarm anybody with the title of this video, but during the whole thing that I'm about to go through, I think there was a brief moment where we all kind of believed that it was going to be true. And I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I still do not completely understand if it is true or not, and I still don't really fully understand whether it's going to have to happen or not. But basically, let me show you why we all kind of thought this recently. So it all started with a thread of tweets on Twitter from YouTube themselves, and it started off with this one. Today we are sharing several changes designed to better protect data on children's content on YouTube, starting in about 4 months. So before I go any further, I just kind of want to point out that none of us really fully understand why this change has taken place, because I don't know about anybody else, but recently it kind of seems like YouTube keep trying to change or fix things that were never a problem in the first place. Number 1, we will treat data from anyone watching children's content on YouTube as coming from a child, regardless of the age of the user. So I think this one has something to do with the fact that a lot of children use their parents' YouTube account, because I've actually seen a fair few YouTubers say, no, my audience is 18 plus, and then just show a picture of their analytics where it says that most of their viewers are between like the ages of 18 and 40. And while there might be the odd few people who are actually above 18 watching you, I can guarantee you that that's either a child lying about their age or that's a child using their parents' account. But basically what it seems like this one means is that even if an 18-year-old is for whatever reason watching children's content, then they are going to treat that data from that 18-year-old as a child, which it's not really necessary, but if that's how they want to do things, then sure. This means we will only collect the data needed to support the operation of service. Number 2, personalized ads will stop running on content made for kids. So the thing with this one is I don't really know what it means by personalized ads. So if you are searching for something on Google and then you go to watch a YouTube video and you get an ad for that specific thing you were searching for, that's what I thought that this meant. But if it means something different, then go ahead and tell me. But that's basically what I think that means. And I'm also still very, very confused on what exactly this means. Does it mean that only certain ads will stop running on kids' content, or does it mean every single ad ever? Because if that's what that means, I really don't think it's fair to completely take away monetization from those channels just because they are making content that just happens to be for children. I feel like there's different and better ways around that. And just like this second point that I just read out, when I go through the next few points, you will see the information that they're giving us is very, very vague, which is where all the original confusion came from. Number 3, features like comments and notifications will no longer be available on videos made for kids. Wow, okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Because fair enough, if it's content for a 5-year-old, what exactly is a 5-year-old going to comment? Wow, thanks guys, I really enjoyed this episode of Peppa Pig. I kind of understand that, and I kind of understand where they're coming from with that one. But as for notifications, what will stopping notifications do? Other than completely destroy the channels that get affected by this. But at the same time, what is the reason for removing comments and notifications? Whilst I understand that children don't necessarily need to comment on the content that they watch, I also somewhat fail to understand why this change is being made. Number 4, creators will have to identify content made for kids. And we will additionally find videos in this category using machine learning. Wow, I can't wait for YouTube to implement this new machine learning, because from all the machines and all the bots that YouTube have implemented before, nothing has ever gone wrong, other than hundreds of thousands of videos being demonetized and age restricted for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And with the whole creators will have to identify content made for kids thing, with most of these changes being somewhat negative, if they leave it up to the creators to identify their own content as kids content, I feel like a lot of them just won't. And I think that's why they added the whole machine learning thing, but I just hope that works and that it won't wrongly identify content as kids content when it's not kids content, because not only will it then be advertising content not made for children towards children, but that also unfairly gives these negative effects to the people that don't deserve it. We know that a lot of parents and kids watch YouTube together, but for kids watching alone, we recommend using the YouTube Kids app. It's been available since 2015 and we are continuing to invest in it with more parental controls and a higher bar for qualifying channels. So I feel like this whole thing just came from the fact that they are unhappy with people not using the YouTube Kids app, which you know, I guess makes sense in a way. If you're making children's content, you know, maybe you should stick to the YouTube Kids app. And I don't exactly know how different that is to the normal YouTube app, but you know. So then I think the problem that everybody originally had was the fact that they didn't really give a lot of information, and the information that they did give was very, very vague. And you know, I think there's a huge difference between kids content and family friendly content, because you know how YouTube changed from like, oh my god, say whatever you want, we really don't care, to the whole, if you say a single swear word in your video, we will demonetize you. So they had the whole swearing equals no ads thing, but now it's like they are saying no swearing equals no ads. So it's like, you know, how do people win, really? And I think it's because they failed to identify or maybe even explain what the difference between kids content and family friendly content is. Because, you know, I don't swear in my videos myself, but I definitely wouldn't, you know, necessarily say that my content is kids content, because what exactly do they identify as kids content? And that's just one thing that they really failed to make clear. Because, you know I play Roblox, which I guess some would argue is a children's game, but there is nowhere that I have seen that explicitly says that Roblox is a children's game, because a lot of the players and the majority of the developers that I have come across are above 18. So, you know, that's just one thing that I really wished that they made clear. And then somebody shared a tweet with me from Dan TDM, had a call with YouTube about the new kids videos rules, and here were the two main points. Videos will not be judged on what game you are playing, example Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite. So I think that answers my question with the whole Roblox is maybe labeled as a children's game, but it's not actually children's content that I am making. And then a video that is family friendly is not the same as for kids, which yeah, is still very, very vague, because you know, what does YouTube classify as family friendly and what does YouTube classify as for kids? But even though this doesn't explain a whole lot, I think it's good that YouTube are showing some signs of knowing the difference between family friendly and children's content. You know, just because somebody doesn't necessarily swear in their videos doesn't mean they are making content that is specifically for children. And you know, at the same time, I think that just because some children may watch somebody's videos doesn't mean they are specifically making them for children. So yeah, you know, those are just my concerns, and I guess a lot of other people's concerns. And you know, hopefully sometime in the near future, YouTube decides to give us a little bit more information and hopefully further explain some things that we have a lot of concerns about. But I do think for now, from the information that Dan TDM gave us, I think that we're all safe, or at least I hope so. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of these YouTube changes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.